If coaches only have a maximum of 2 to 3 hours with their junior athletes each week, where should they prioritize this 5-week integration?
As in prioritize, like if you've got your 5 weeks to move back into competition, I think the first key area is we need to get some loading with them. If they're coming back into, if it's a court-based athlete, some loading on court. And you may need to look at how do I utilize, once again, that 20-minute period at the start to do some strength work, some balance and postural stability work as part of my movement preparation strategies. And then I can go into some change of direction, some low intensity plyometric work and some speed work as you transition to your on-court skills. The 5-week period for us has been so far with what we've been able to do with modulating your uppermost workload in your planned workload to that 50, 30, 20. At this point in time, touch wood, we haven't had any soft tissue injuries in a 3-week period to date. So I know we're still now the next part, which is week 4 and 5 going forward, where the intensity activity is going to increase slightly, as well as some of the contact and decels. I'll see how we go moving forward. But if you're trying to prioritize for now, it's improving the athlete's ability to tolerate that load would be your key thing.
Fantastic. Thanks, Bertie. With dynamic warm-up and spending that 20 minutes when coaches return to training, where could they potentially focus on? Because you did provide a fair few points. Where could they focus the majority of that time out of all those elements that you mentioned?
Yeah, look, that's a really good question. I think if you had the limited time that you have to implement that, I would be looking at around some of your low intensity jump landing work specifically. And I know some of the work we've done in the past, Joe, with the SPB kids in particular, going through some jump landing drills, which are very low intensity plyometric. They have some perturbations. They have a little bit of contact on landing. You may look at a 3 to 4 minute section where you're doing 2 or 3 drills in that. Your balance and postural stability, your arabesques, your single leg stances, your single leg touch and reach type exercises, there's 2 or 3 minutes. So really, if you're looking at 8 minutes of that time spent in some balance and postural stability work, some jump landing work, then that leaves you then 12 minutes to break up into maybe 3-4 minute blocks, where you could then start to induce some foot intrinsics into one part, some form running in one part, and then going into some low intensity change of direction. So if I've got that 20-minute period, and I'm fairly simplistic in my view, I'm looking at sort of five 3-minute blocks to go through, and then some transition time in between. And that would be in like week 1 and 2, I would look at that. Right, and as I move forward from week 3 and 4, I would then focus more on some of the areas that you may find are lacking across the group. So instead of spending 3 or 4 minutes on each of those things after week 2, I might be spending more, 6 to 8 minutes, and I only have 3 key areas that I'm trying to focus on in that warm-up period or that movement preparation period.